so I've got a dirty little insider's confession to make right now. The beautiful family that you just saw with the kids, that's actually not my family. The car that I was driving around, that's not my car. This fancy mansion overlooking the beautiful San Jose area in Costa Rica, this isn't actually my mansion. So what the heck am I doing? Here's what's up. My name is Shakir Hussain. I'm a 25-year-old internet millionaire. And just a short 18 months ago, I was broke, buried in debt, hopeless, frustrated, and disappointed. My friends and family were laughing at me, and I was humiliated beyond words. And why was that happening? Because very simply put, I had started an internet business, and within 2 years, all the money that I had made, because I was young and immature and irresponsible, I had lost all that money. So I was back down to not even zero, but I was below zero. And I was frustrated, overwhelmed, and looking for a way out. And at that moment, a random stranger from New York found me online and started harassing me to watch this entire presentation video to join this system that you're about to watch right now before you join. Now, I didn't make millions of dollars overnight. My first week, I made around $700, and then the second month I made over $5,000, and then it went up to $25,000 a month, then it went up to $50,000 a month, and then within 12 months, I generated as much as $100,000 per month. Okay, and all of this income is 100% verified. So I pulled in over $1.1 million in commissions, and right now I want to invite you to take advantage of the same exact system. And this mansion, the car, and the wife, and the family that you just saw all belongs to my mentor. Meet the guy behind it all, David Wood.
Hey, this is David Wood, and I'm speaking to you from my home in the mountains of Escazú, Costa Rica. Real quick, before I get into the content of this video, to really understand it, I've got to share my story and kind of how I got here. I got started building businesses from home in 2002, probably like a lot of you have at one point or another in your life. When I got started, I basically had a sponsor, and I called him and I said, how do I build the business? And what he told me to do was what everybody tells you to do, which is make a list of your family and friends, invite them over to your house for a meeting, and kind of pull out a whiteboard. Well, the problem was I lived in Phoenix, Arizona, and all my family and friends were scattered around the world because I just got home from a 2-year mission trip in England, and all the friends that I had either had no money, right, didn't want to do a home business, right, or they were in other states, so I couldn't really invite them over to my house for a meeting. So what happens? I called my sponsor and I said, you know what? I don't have family and friends here. What do I do? And he said, go meet new family and friends. Just walk around and meet people. For the next 7 years, I failed at about everything that you could imagine, attempting to make money from home, and I was never able to do it. I tried prospecting, I tried home meetings, I tried making lists of people that I know, I tried passing out flyers, I tried doing hotel meetings, and everything that I ever did ended back at zero. In fact, I failed so bad and I spent so much money on random stuff that in 2009, I didn't even have a home anymore. So when we're talking about building a business from home and making money from home, my home was the van that I lived in on the North Shore of Oahu, Hawaii. Well, one night something happened. I'm gonna tell you a little bit later in this video, but I reached a turning point in my life. I reached a point where I had to reach down inside myself. I had to make a new decision about my future. And I also discovered something. I discovered a strategy and a series of principles that enabled me to finally start having success. 90 days after making that decision in 2009, building my business entirely on the internet, without home meetings, without prospecting, without any of the normal strategies that you normally hear about when you're watching videos like this one, I had a night where I made $12,500 in a night. That week, I made over $25,000. That was in 2009. I started having weeks where I was making $5,000 and $10,000 working entirely from my home, selling products on the internet. But there was a problem, and what was the problem? The problem was I was able to succeed, and I was building teams, and I was teaching people what to do, but what I was doing was so complicated that nobody could replicate my success. Nobody could duplicate it. And so I'd get a person in my business and I'd say, hey, what are your dreams and goals? You know, what are the 5 things you would do, have, or become if time and money were an issue? And what was the problem? The problem was they couldn't do what I was doing. And for me, I got discouraged because for me, my dream, I'm gonna talk about it in a little bit, is to help other people, to help them reach their dreams and goals. So I actually made a decision 2 years later in 2011, I'd been making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for a couple of years, made a decision that if I can't teach people how to do this, if I can't help people succeed, I quit. I'll go back to being homeless. I'll work at Safeway or Walmart. I'll go get a job at Starbucks, and I will just be one of the lowest paid people in the world and be happy with it because I'm not gonna sell thin air. That makes sense? Well, so I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about the way that I was able to kind of sell products without phone calls and be able to build a business in countries and languages all around the world, where I could get people in my organization 5 levels down, 1,000 miles away, and people were buying things from me that I'd never even talked to in my life. I'd been thinking about how I was able to move to my dream location in the world, which was Costa Rica, and live in the beach and then live in the mountains and be able to travel and meet successful people. And then one day I had an idea, right? And the idea brought together a series of concepts and principles that allowed me to take my success and replicate it through other people, which leads us to why you're watching this video that you're paying attention to right now. Now, what happened from that idea? Let me tell you what happened, and then I'm come back and I'm gonna show you how it works. I started off by getting a room full of people together and telling them about my vision. There was 37 people in the room. That month, those 37 people, utilizing these strategies, turned into 8,000 people and over $1 million in commissions paid out. Over the series of the next 6 months, we paid out more than $10 million in commissions. We gathered together at our first big event. We had 1,250 people in Atlanta, Georgia in June of 2012. 3 months later, we gathered together again, right? This time in San Diego, California. In San Diego, California, we had 2,400 people. 3 months later, we gathered together again. This happened in Austin, Texas. In Austin, Texas, we had 3,400 people. 3 months later, we gathered again, and this was in Chicago, Illinois. We had 4,500 people. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It grew from 8,000 to 10,000 to 30,000. And today, using our strategies, we've now involved over 300,000 people around the world in the last 2.5 years, utilizing the strategies that you're going to learn in this video. What's the results though? The result is this. Over the last 2.5 years, I have now helped 143 people make over $100,000 in their business. I've helped 43 of those make over $500,000. Of those, 13 of them have made over $1 million using these strategies. So I know a lot about how to teach people to succeed making money from home and building a business from home and making money on the internet. I know what works and I know what doesn't work. So what have I discovered over the last couple of years, over the last handful of years being in this industry and succeeding at a massive level, what have I discovered about what it really takes to make money from home? Number one, you need a good company, and you need a company specifically that has a vision that includes you. See, a lot of companies have a vision like, we're gonna be $1 billion giant. I'm sure you've heard pitches like that. People are so excited about how big the company is gonna be, or they have a vision like, we're gonna do this, the company's gonna do this. You gotta be involved with a group of people in a company that has a vision that includes you. That's number one, and if you don't have that, you're not gonna stay in the deal. Number two, you've gotta have great products that have a market. Now, you don't need to have a product that everybody wants to buy. This is where people get screwed up. Hey, look, here's the deal. You're watching this video. If you don't want to buy our products and you don't want to join, it's fine. Don't join and don't buy. It's not that big of a deal to me, because if you're not gonna buy, I know you're not in my market. I learned something a long time ago, and that's if you're selling to everyone, you're actually selling to no one. So you need great products, and they need to have a big enough market to be able to reach your vision and reach your goals and help your people reach their vision and goals, right? Here's the next thing though, and this is a biggie. You need a way where you can make money being a part of it, where you actually get to make a lot of money in the deal. Most home businesses that you've looked at, and I know you've probably been involved in one, and how do I know? I know because you're watching this video, because last year, over 50% of North America bought a product from a direct sales company, so I know that you've seen it or you've been involved with it, or you've at least thought about it. And if you look at all the things that you've been involved with, what does it look like? You get 5 people to get 5 people to get 5 people, and then 7 levels down, there's 78,000 people, and you earn a little cut off of all of them. What's the problem with that? You need an unbelievable amount of people, an unbelievable superhuman amount of customers to make any money at all. If you have 1,000 people, you might make $1,000 a month. You're never going to build a great future like that with a system like that. So you need something you can actually make a lot of money from. What else do you need? Here's the most important thing. You've got to realize that if you're watching this video and you want to make money from home, most people don't know how to sell. They don't know how to market. They don't know how to close. And so if the way that you're selling your products or the way that you're marketing them requires people to do those things, they can't do it. And so you've got to have a system, a marketing engine, a machine that helps people get sales, that helps people have success, whether they know what they're doing or not. You've got to have that in place if you really want to help people succeed. So who are we selling to and what's our market? Well, we market an Empower Network to the home business industry, the direct sales industry. And just to give you an idea of the market size of this industry alone, this profession alone, we do over $72 billion in sales a year just in the top 100 companies in the profession, over $72 billion a year. Out of that, there's 37 million active distributors around the world in the direct sales profession. In just North America alone, this profession grows. It grows, not adds, it grows by 300,000 people a year. In North America, in the United States, there are 15.9 million active affiliates and distributors. To give you an idea, that's 1 in 20 people that you see in a street corner. So if you're walking down the street, you see 20 people, one of them is in a home business. We are including children, we're including women who are staying at home, we're including everybody. 1 in 20 is doing this kind of a thing. And I'll tell you, out of the 1 in 20, guess how many of them know how to build a business like this and know how to actually make money? Almost none of them. Because they're not taught how to do it by the companies, they're not taught to do it by the distributors, they're not taught the strategies and the skills that I learned, that I'm about to teach you, that I discovered in 2009. So they're wandering around randomly prospecting people. I don't know if you've been randomly hassled before to look at a business, and it's been the most unattractive process that you've ever been through in your life. I don't know if you've ever been hammered by a 3-way call before. If you haven't, you're one of the few. Everybody else has been a part of that process. So that's the industry. So we help them solve their problems. More so though, what about you? What about the people around you? Who is our market really? And this is what I want you to think about, because if you're giving people an opportunity, who wants opportunity? Well, here's the question that I've got for you. How has the economy been affecting people over the last handful of years? The truth of it, the honesty of it. You know, when I was a kid, it was really rare, and this is just in 1981, it was rare to have both a mom and a dad that worked out of the home. We're talking about even people where the dad was like, he worked at the post office. He had a normal job. He was like a delivery guy or something like that. He could have a house, he could pay for a car, and he could only have one job and he could support a family. Today, it's not the case. People are running to and fro. There's no job security, right? The whole world has been turned upside down over the last couple of years. Everyone is living paycheck to paycheck with zero residual income if something bad happens to them. You know, a lot of people I talk to on a daily basis, they come at me and, you know, the truth is, if something happened to them, if they hurt their arm or they hurt their leg and they were out for a month, they'd go bankrupt, they'd lose their home, right? And why is that? Well, here's what I really want to convey to you, and here's what I really want you to understand. I want you to understand that that's not your fault, because you've been sold a bag of thin air. Look, if when I was a kid, my teacher came to me and they told me the truth, I don't know if I would have punched him in the face or kicked him in the groin. And here's why. What if somebody came to you and you were, just going to school, just graduating from high school, and they told you this? Look, here's the deal, and I want you to listen to me, because I'm going to paint out the plan that I'm going to have for you over the course of the next 40 years. And here's the deal, and here's the plan, and I want you to listen and pay attention. If you will listen to me after you graduate high school, you can pay $40,000 to go to 4 more years of school. And if you really want to make a little bit more money, you can pay another $30 or $40 or $100,000 to go to 4 more years of school. And if you do that and you follow that process, you can go into an entry-level job where you're going to make $40,000 to $50,000 a year and pay off your student loans over the next 400 years. And over the course of your life, you're going to finally be out of debt by the time you're 60 years old. And then when you're out of debt and you're 60 years old and you finally get to retire in your golden years and you get to go live your dreams, you get to have the pleasure, the honest to God pleasure of cutting your income by 40 to 60% and trying to pay the bills that you can't pay anyways. Somebody told me that when I was a kid in school, I would have kicked them. You know what I mean? I took karate when I was growing up. And they say, why'd you kick me? I'd say, stop trying to scam me, is what I would have said, right? That's the reality of what people are going through in society, is people are on a plan that takes forever to find out it doesn't even work. Look, you might be uncomfortable watching this video right now, but here's what I've got to ask you. Look at the person who's 5 years ahead of you in the company that you work for and the profession you work for. And you know where you're going to be in 5 years? You're going to be where they're sitting. And if you don't like where they're sitting, then you need to change what you're doing. You make new decisions, and it's not your fault, because if you haven't had this information, you haven't had the tools to make good decisions about your life, the way you make money, the way that you're going to plan your future. So here's what you can expect over the next couple of minutes. By the end of this video, you're going to understand our market, and you're going to understand what products we sell. You're also going to understand how you make money from those products when you go out there and sell them. You're also going to understand our system, and you're going to know exactly what to do as a part of this presentation, that if you decide to take action, utilize these strategies, I'm going to help you make money in your business over the course of the next 30 days. You're going to understand how to do that. Here's the most important thing that you're going to understand, though. You're going to understand how to go live your dreams. You're going to understand how to go there and accomplish great things in your life, maybe for the first time, because I'm going to give you the tools. Let me tell you about my vision and why I'm doing this. I am doing this because I have a dream. See this ring here on my left hand? We give these to our $1 million earners at Empower Network. Right now we have 13 of them, including myself, because I'm also a rep and I also sell our products and services. I lead by example because I want to show people what to do by doing it in front of them. We have 13 of them. My vision is to give these out 100 times a year. And to do that, I need to create 100 new millionaires a year in our organization, right? That's a lot of people having a minor level of success, and it's a lot of people who are making $100,000 a year, and a lot of people who are creating part-time incomes. In this video, I'm actually going to paint out 3 specific income levels that I'm going to show you how to attain in your business. One of them is a part-time income, where I'm going to show you, if you want to work this part-time, how with just 10 customers, you can make $1,250 a month. I'm going to show you, if you're working this business full-time, how with just 50 customers, only 50 total, how you can make $12,500 a month. I'm going to show you, right, that was with 100 customers. With 50 customers, I'll show you how to create a full-time income of $6,250. See, I got to create a lot of little success to create a lot of big success. It's my vision. My vision is to pack events. I've packed events with 5,000 people, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I will have events with 15,000 people in languages that I don't speak going on simultaneously with events going on in North America. I have a big dream, but here's the biggest reason why I'm making this video and why I'm talking to you today. Because my vision is you. It's you creating the success that you want, the financial results that you want. It's you having a transformation inside to be able to change what's inside and be able to change what you can do on the outside. It's you dreaming again, because a lot of people get beaten down by society. They stop dreaming in their life, and it's you having the power to dream again in your life. It's you, more importantly, finally believing, maybe for the first time ever, because I believe in you. It's you believing in your dreams. Here's what I want you to understand, and then I'm going to introduce you to some people here real quick. What I am teaching in this video and what you're paying attention to has not just worked for me. I'm not teaching this because I want to get rich teaching it. I'm teaching it because I want to help you achieve your outcomes. So I'm going to share you some stories before we share the formula of some people, okay, that have listened to what I'm saying. Some people that have decided to take action on these philosophies, on these principles, on these skills. Some people that have decided to unite themselves with us, okay? And as a result of that, they have created transformations in their life. More importantly, though, financial transformations. They've made more money than they've ever made in their life. Now, before we continue, last thing I'm going to say, because I'm showing you these people and because of what I'm teaching, does not guarantee that you're going to make money. If that's what you're looking for, I don't want you in my company. Because here's the truth. These people I'm going to introduce you to, they've worked hard, they've followed a system, they've been willing to listen. They were not looking for a lottery. So I want you to look at our average earnings as you're getting in, if you're deciding to get in, and if you don't like that, if you don't like the way that I talk, then you don't have to join. It's not a big deal. Let me introduce you to some of the people that have decided to take action on this formula.
My name is Jessica Rush, and I am from Alabama.